All right, hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jessica. Today we're going to be talking about my Pan That palette. I am panning the Too Faced Chocolate Bonbons palette. So yeah, we'll do pictures from last month and this month. We have some exciting updates. So the thing that we were like closest to finishing up is Molasses Chip, and we have finished it up. That I believe is like Rest in the Pan, which isn't great, but this is an older palette, and I was wetting my brush to use it. So yeah, be wary if you have this palette and it's on the older side. That might be happening underneath everything. And then the next thing we were doing, so this was used as my lid shade. This mocha shade was used as my transition shade. We have Malted here that was being used to deepen out my outer corner. I have Divinity here as like a eye primer setter shade, and then also as a brow bone highlight. And then we also have another exciting thing. We have satin sheets right here, and if you can't tell, that is pan. So we've hit pan on something else, which is exciting, and we've freaking finished a whole eyeshadow. So Molasses Chip will be counted and used for my Project 100 pan. It'll be counted as one product because we finished a whole freaking eyeshadow. Snaps for that, yay. The next situation that we're doing here, I was kind of unsure what shade I would be next using as like a lid shade, because I do tend to like pick a look and then pan the rest of it and like be good until it's all finished. However, I think what I'm going to try to do, at least for a little bit, I may end up settling on a look, but currently Molasses Chip just got finished up, and the only look I've panned since, or used since, has been this pink shade Sprinkles on my, as a lid shade. It's super, super light, which is beautiful. However, I feel like I need like a little bit more something to it. And then, so I deepened out a little bit with Totally Fetch right here. And then I think I used Bordeaux to then deepen it out a little bit more, because it kind of has like that pinky hue to it as well. It's like a pinky brown-ish color. I don't know. Almost like not quite burgundy, but I don't know, a muted burgundy maybe. But yeah, so that's kind of, that's what the one look that I've done with Mocha still as my transition shade. So I'm gonna kind of dip around and play around, but I think that the next thing that I'm trying to do, going to try to do, is really just finish up Mocha. And so whatever looks I like end up pulling from here, I will make sure that Mocha is my transition shade as I kind of like dip around and play around with it, and with the palette, and we'll see what ends up happening. Yeah, that's kind of where I think we're going with this at this point in time, just because we're not close on Mocha. It's gonna take forever. It's really densely packed. However, it's the closest thing next to being done. So yeah, that's where we're at. We're just gonna play around a little bit. Eventually, I'm sure I'll settle in on a look with a lid shade, but for now I'm gonna play around. I think Earl Grey would be a cute lid shade with Mocha as a transition. Definitely still gonna play around with Cotton Candy, and then maybe even Totally Fetch on the lid shade, although I feel like that's gonna be super, super bright. But you know, we'll play around, we'll dip around and see what actually ends up happening. Also, for looks used in here, lightly used, because it's like maybe once a week I've used it, this shade Black Currant I use actually with the look that I'm panning right now, with my Pan That Everything palette, or Pan and Everything palette. I'm working on one lid shade to hit pan on it, and so yeah, I used Black Currant to deepen out this look, and it's really pretty. And then I also use, when I do this, I use Dark Truffle to kind of like line my upper lash line a little bit. And yeah, that's what we're doing. Everything else, I mean, I've pretty much touched, I mean, yeah, this last go around, you know, I've obviously used Malted, Black Currant, Divinity, Mocha, clearly Molasses Chip, Sprinkles, Bordeaux, Totally Fetch, Satin Sheets, obviously, and then Dark Truffle. So yeah, I've actually gotten some pretty decent use in the last year. I also have, or last month, and yeah, and then I have my one Pan That palette that or my one palette that I'm gonna bring in as a pan that palette as soon as it's done with the 100 uses. We're still close-ish to it. It's my my Real Her Beauty palette, so we'll see whenever I hit my 100 uses. Once I bring it in, things will slow down on here, even though this is already so freaking slow. But yeah, and we'll kind of like split my time panning the two palettes. Both of these will be panned between the Real Her and this one. We'll both be in the pan that palette. I'm not like taking this out or anything. I will continue to work on it. It's just my time will be split between the two. So yeah, that's what we're doing. That's where we're at. And maybe next month, I don't know if next month's goal is to like find a shade that I really want to pan next, like for a lid shade in here. I would like to kind of find that because I do feel like it is nice to have looks that I just know where I'm going, what I'm doing with it on the day-to-day. So yeah, but other than that, it's just going to be continuing to expand that pan on Mocha and see how far we can get with that and eventually finish it up. But I know it won't happen in a month, so yeah, that's where we're at. I hope you all enjoyed. Let me know how your pan that palettes are going, and yeah, have a happy January.